Ramana Maharshi's words are deep and direct. My comments are intended to bring his deep words into your experience. Use YouTube's closed captions to read along. Ramana continues, the self is known to everyone, but not clearly. I am is the name of God. Of all the definitions of God, none is as well stated as the biblical phrase, I am that I am, in Exodus chapter 3. The absolute being is the self, and it is God. Knowing the self is knowing God. In fact, God is none other than the self. So Ramana Maharshi continues, pointing out that the self is known to everyone. Known, but not clearly, since it's obscured by all these ideas of existing as an individual ego I, with its accompanying world, others, and higher power. Ramana explains that the self is always present and can be experienced directly as being, as existence itself, existing and knowing that you exist. He further reveals that I am is the name of God, and that the biblical statement, I am that I am, is an excellent definition of God. The name Jehovah literally means I am. Maharshi goes on to say that there are other ancient Sanskrit statements that express the identity of the self and God, like Tattvam Asi, I am that, and Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. However, he suggests that none of these statements is as direct as the name Jehovah or I am. Maharshi declares that absolute being is what is, and it is the self. There is only one self. There is no other self. Absolute means there is no other being or existence, no alternative to being. In other words, the true nature of the self is identical to the nature of God. By knowing the self, you realize the ultimate truth of existence and attain liberation from the idea of birth and death. Ramana Maharshi emphasizes the importance of self-inquiry and direct experience in realizing the true nature of the self, rather than any mental idea of the self. Mental ideas are only constructs, not the real thing. He encourages us to turn our attention inward and ask ourselves the question, who am I, to uncover the underlying reality of our existence. Advaita teaches the self is not limited to the individual self, but encompasses the universal self, or Brahman, as well. They are one, not two. The true nature of the self is pure consciousness, which is the same as the nature of God. or the Absolute, or Brahman. Ramana uses the metaphor of the movie and the screen. The movie shows all kinds of images and the drama. The self knows all that is projected onto the screen, all the experiences and phenomena, but is not affected by them, not touched by the fire projected onto the screen in the movie. The true nature of the self is that it is unchanging, eternal, and unbounded. Maharshi's teachings have had a profound influence on spiritual seekers around the world. His emphasis on direct experience and self-inquiry has inspired many to pursue the path of Advaita Vedanta and to seek the realization of the self. His teachings also emphasize the importance of compassion, humility, and service as integral parts of the spiritual journey. The heart of it, though, is self-investigation to discover what is real, what is always within you. The heart of it is a matter of identity. These videos help bring Ramana Maharshi's teachings into your direct experience. Subscribe now to help you deepen your understanding and practice to know the self. Just click the subscribe button.